What is up, everybody? This is Seth with SethPerler.com, and I've got a list of some do's and don'ts for helping your child end the school year. So, sorry, my throat is a bit scratchy today. If your child struggles with executive function, if you have a middle school or high school, or even a college kid or a fourth or fifth grader, this will be pretty relevant to you. If your student struggles with organization, time management, getting homework in, and all that stuff, I've got 3 don'ts and 8 do's for how to help them end the school year. Now, it is the end of the school year. Today is Tuesday, May 15th. I'm in California. A lot of students in California end around June 8th, but in other states, students all over the country end at different times. But this is the final stretch. If your student struggles, you're going to want to hear this because I'm going to give you some of the biggest tips. I wanted to do a webinar on this year, but I literally just don't have the time to do a webinar. But what I'm going to tell you is some of the things that I would include on this webinar so that you can apply this to your situation. So your child doesn't fail their classes and comes out at the end of the school year in the best possible way. So number 1 is don't suffer needlessly. So you and your child don't suffer needlessly. So basically what I mean by that is this is the end of the semester. The problem is that your child is probably, if you know in your heart that your child is unrealistic about the amount of time and energy it takes to do the things that are necessary to do to end the school year right, and if you know that your child is telling you, leave me alone, mom and dad, stop bugging me, I've got this, trust me, why don't you trust me, I can handle this, I don't need your help, I don't need you to keep bugging me, I'll get it in tomorrow, I'll talk to the teacher tomorrow, I promise I studied enough, I promise I wrote that paper. No, I don't have any projects. No, I don't have any exams. No. And if you have that feeling in your stomach that, wow, I'm not sure I believe this, don't suffer needlessly. If you feel that, you're probably right. Okay. It's not a bad thing. And that leads me to number 2, which is don't trust your child. Don't take that the wrong way. The thing is that your child, if they struggle with executive function, they're going to perceive the world differently than the reality. They're going to think, oh, I can handle it. Oh, I can write these papers. Oh, I can procrastinate. Oh, I can play video games. Oh, I can hang out with my friends. Oh, I can do social media. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, it's okay if I stay up till 1 in the morning on my computer or whatever. And the fact is that your child has X amount of hours to complete their work for the rest of the school year and the final stretch of the school year. And even though they're telling you, leave me alone, I've got this. If you know you can't trust that, it's not that they're lying to you. Their perception is not based in reality. They intend to, they're being honest with you in their intention. They just don't have the executive function skills to manage it. Okay. So you want to support them as much as you can. And that brings me into the number 3 of the don'ts. And that is don't enable them. You want to support them without enabling them. Enabling them is helping them in such a way that it's not helping them. In the long term, in the big picture of everything, your help is not helping. It's creating larger rifts between you and your child in terms of the relationship. It's teaching them not to have natural consequences, which means that as they get older, they're not going to be able to, they're going to think that there are not consequences and they're going to be in for some rude awakenings. Enabling them is doing it for them too much. It is taking away the experience for them. So how do you support them without enabling them? And I'll get to that. And here are 8 do's of what you should do. One is what you want to do is when you work with your child, you want to be regulated, emotionally regulated. You don't want to be arguing with them, yelling at them, telling them this is how you need to do it. Look, you need to finish this work. Look, you need to clean out your backpack. Look, you need to sit down and do your homework. You want to be regulated. Hey, we need to talk and be calm and centered and grounded and focused when you have these conversations. So number 1 is be emotionally regulated when you're going to have these talks with your kid, when you're going to try to support them. And when you're regulated, you want to give them boundaries and you want to give them natural consequences, not punishment. There's a difference between punishment and natural consequences. There are real consequences to their actions. They need to learn this. They are going to resent you for it. They're not going to like it. But if you want them to be able to be successful in this world, they need to have a realistic understanding of what the consequences of life are. And so to be regulated means that you're objective when you have these talks. Not mean, not cold, but objective, regulated, supportive, caring, honest, smiling, looking them in the eye, but regulated and strong and grounded. because their job as an adolescent is to knock you off your center and to push your buttons and find where your buttons are. Well, your job as the parent is to hide your buttons, pretend like you don't have it. And I'm not saying that in an unhealthy way at all, but really get grounded when you're going to have these conversations. Number two, for the do's, do email the teachers. If you are not sure and you do not have clarity regarding what's going on, you say to your kid, what do you have going on in this class? And they say, oh, nothing, or I got it handled, and you're not convinced, email the teachers. You don't have to tell your child you're emailing them. It depends on the relationship you have with your child. But what you need is clarity. And you're going to email the teacher and say, hey, I need some clarity. What's going on? What do we have coming up in the next couple of weeks? I need to know this so that I can support my kid. Please email me back as soon as possible. It doesn't have to be long. Just give me a quick rundown of what I need to know. Next, do look at the portal. You want to look at their student portal if they have one for the school, and you want to go through it thoroughly. You can't just say to your kid, have you been checking your grades online? Your kid says, yeah, everything's fine. No, parent, look it up, look at the details, check it out, be thorough, and figure out what you need to get clarity on. You're going to find, if you're working with if you have the child that of the students that I work with, you're going to have a kid who has got a bunch of missings and incomplete homeworks and late work and zeros, and you're going to see a bunch of red marks in the portal. So get that clarity from that teacher. Next, do sit your kid down and have a heart-to-heart. Okay, so you're going to sit your child down and say, look, it's the end of the year. We need to talk. And you want to be regulated, and you want to say, I want to have a heart-to-heart with you. I love you. I care about you. I want you to have a great future. And I'm not convinced that things are happening the way they need to. And I want to support you so that you're not in summer school. You're not retaking classes in the fall, so that you feel good about yourself, so that you're not up all night doing things at the last minute and stressing out yourself and the whole family. And you want to have heart-to-hearts where you can look them in the eye, where there's no cell phone, no computer, no TV. You're sitting down, you're face to face, and you're telling them you love them, and you can communicate, and there's no distractions, and you can talk for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes and hear them too. Next, do prep them for conversations like this. Don't just have them in the middle of the kitchen or in the middle of the living room or right when they get home from school, but prep them so that they can mentally prepare. Hey, we're going to have a talk tonight. We're going to talk for about a half hour. We're going to sit in the kitchen and we're going to have a mature conversation. I'm going to listen to you and you're going to listen to me. Okay. And we're going to talk about school and life. I love you. I'll see you at 6 or whatever it is, but prep them so that they can mentally prepare. Next, do be proactive. If you wait till the last minute, parent, this is what I deal with all the time with my students. Okay. You have to be proactive. You have to get that tutor, get that coach, email that teacher, whatever it is for you to be proactive. Don't wait and keep listening to your kids say, I got this. Leave me alone. Stop bugging me. Why are you doing this? Don't listen to it. Like, be proactive. Do what needs to happen for your child. Next, to support them. Next, do a backpack overhaul and a planner overhaul and a sacred study space overhaul. So do help your child overhaul their entire backpack, all the papers right now, this week. Okay. Like, go through everything, help them reorganize it. That you can do a lot for them. You're not enabling them if you help them reorganize their stuff, or even if you do it for them. I want your child to focus on what they need to focus on right now, which is makeup work, studying for exams, writing their papers, doing their reading assignments at the end of the year, and doing their projects at the end of the year. I want them to focus on that. So if you want to help them with their planner and the portal and the backpack and the folders and everything, do it. So do support them with that. And finally, the last do that I have for you, okay? Do find what they're doing right. Do praise them. Do tell them what's going well. Tell them a lot. I talk about the 3-to-1 rule with parents. Give them 3 sincere, genuine compliments to every 1 perceived negative you're going to give them. If you're going to tell them, hey, your room's a mess, you got to clean it up, you want to give them 3 things. But I noticed that you said some really nice things to your sister. I noticed that you put your dishes away without being told. I'm really proud of you. And I noticed that you're just an awesome kid, and I love you because you bring a smile to my face. Whatever it is, give them 3 sincere compliments to everyone. I know that's a tall order, the reality of it, but have that intention in your mind. Do praise your child with genuine, real praises. I'm not saying to give them fake compliments. Tell them real things you love and appreciate and you see with them. With that, guys, this is the final stretch, parents. What you do matters. You've got this. Good luck. Oh, You can find me at Seth@SethPerler.com. Subscribe to my blog if you like what I'm doing. Please share my stuff. Give me a thumbs up if you want. You can comment on this. But if you want to support me and you got something out of this, I'd appreciate that too. Take care.